It's a privilege here to be in NCSC 2026 Mumbai edition. I'm here to talk about the National Cyber Resilience Maturity Program from NCSRC. And wow, we've all heard this so many times, all of us are aware, the few of us that are still here, that India is digitizing at an extremely rapid pace, which most countries would envy to have. But at the same time, what we notice, what we forget, is that there's a lot of dependence on that digital system as we grow, right? And that dependence creates systemic risk, right? India is a country where it is often touted that the MSME is the backbone of the country, rightfully so. Most large organizations would not survive a week if the MSMEs shut shop and went away. But we still have a challenge convincing those MSMEs, convincing pretty much every other organization and people about why being secure and, more importantly, resilient is important, right? So deliberately, I've called it as building India's resilience one institution at a time. It is not something that can happen overnight. We cannot assume magically that all of us would be resilient just because there was DPDPA, or on the SEBI side, just because there was CSCRF, doesn't make you resilient. CSCRF, that was a master stroke by SEBI. Why was it a master stroke? They did not just call it cyber security, they call it cyber resilience as well. And that is the key. The key is not just being secure, the key is being resilient as an organization. What does resilience mean? And quite honestly, after hearing all the panelists here and elsewhere, that is exactly what the government expects of organizations in India when they comply with DPDPA. They want organizations to be resilient. They want organizations to be prepared. They want organizations to take decisions, repeatable decisions, defendable decisions under pressure. Anybody can take a decision at 2 a.m. at night. But will you take the same decision if it happens 6 months later at 2 a.m.? Did you take that decision because it was part of your DNA? Or did you take that decision because you were rushed into it? Did you prepare for it? Did you actually have a set of processes, incidents response playbooks and plans that made sure that you repeated the same decision the next time there is a breach? That is what resilience means. That is exactly what DPTPA is looking for. That is exactly what CSCRF looks for, SEBI looks for in CSCRF. And that's exactly what this program wants to achieve. It is not built by policies. Resilience is not built by policies, tools, documentation, or advisories. It is built based on how you govern risk, how you create your response systems. And the important question that we have to ask ourselves is, if the resilience in the organization or the institution is growing at the same rate as digital dependence. Today, all of us use UPI. I hardly see anybody having cash around. All of us knows what a QR code is. I've seen people on the street begging for money using a QR code tied around their neck. You can't even say change nahi hai. They'll just scan, right? So the whole country is dependent on that digital framework. And why do we need it? Right? Why do we need this program? It is not a framework, it is not an awareness session. But we need this because there's a whole lot of things that depend on resilience. It is not an IT function anymore. Every panelist repeated that. Privacy and security is not just an IT function. It is the, the root of business continuity, citizen trust, regulatory confidence, and most importantly, national competitiveness. Now, today, India wants to do everything. We have the national AI mission. We want to build semiconductors. We want to build scramjets. We want to build the next fighter, 5th gen, 6th gen. We are competing with the rest of the world. If you are not resilient as an organization, you will not contribute to the competitiveness of India. Because the minute your organization or any organization, important organization, loses the trust of its stakeholders, there is a dent in India's competitiveness, right? Now, hospitals, if they have a problem, patients are the one who suffer more than the hospital itself. If a bank is compromised, and well, I know I'm in the city of BFSI giants, the trust that all people have in banks, not just that particular institution, you lose the trust of banks. Stock markets dip. When there was a problem recently with one bank, there was a bad loan and the entire stock market suffered for a few days. The trust of all the citizens are impacted by one breach. If a manufacturer is affected, the entire supply chain up and down is affected. If a government platform, if UPI, e-Aadhaar, or DigiYatra, all of us probably use DigiYatra. I don't. I'm too paranoid to use DigiYatra. If there is a breach there, citizens are affected. If an MSME is hit, an MSME is the backbone of your country, right? Livelihoods are affected. So the key question to ask is, can the institution absorb disruption and recover with confidence? That is what resilience means, and that is what we're going to do today. Today I'm going to talk about why this program exists, what this program is all about, how it works, and how all of you can contribute to. Hopefully over the next 15 minutes. This one is wrong, it's only showing me half the time. Right? So India, as I said, has outpaced its resilience. I mean, it's growing at such a fast pace. We have built skyscrapers without actually building a proper foundation. Everyone uses Gen AI. How many of you know that Chrome browser, this is yesterday's news, actually downloaded a 4 GB Gemini Nano model on your laptop? Does anybody know about it? No. Okay. So Chromebook on some systems is downloading Gemini Nano, an LLM, on your laptop. Even if you delete the file, the bin file, it will download it again. It did not ask you for your permission. It did not tell you that it was going to do, but it did. This is a known exploit. This is a known fact. This is not a breach, but it is a trust matter. People are using Chrome more than other browsers today. It's probably the most used browser. And people now are going to question if they want to continue using Chrome because it just deleted it. Follow me on LinkedIn. There's a very easy way to do this. You have to just go into settings. I think there is AI assistance. You turn it off, it will not download it. Or rather, if it downloads it, it will delete it. Shut down your Chrome, bring it back up. You probably, if you see that it is off, then you are safe. But the fact is, it does. Our trust is so implicit. We have not built the foundations. We do not, in India, though we have AI guidance from the government, we do not have something similar to the AI Act that EU has, which explicitly forbids using AI for certain things. Today, we don't have anything. Even if an organization has an AI policy, I can tell you with extreme confidence that there is a shadow AI going on there. They may not be using your corporate email address. They'll be using their personal email address. I'm supremely confident that there is shadow AI, just like there is a shadow IT, right? We do not have any way of dealing with this. Ever since ChatGPT was publicly available, the same year, 2022, Pricewaterhouse, PwC released, McKinsey released an article. Ransomware attacks went up 122%. 122%, just imagine that. It went up so high in 1 month of ChatGPT being released, version 1. I'm not talking about 5.5. I'm not talking about 5.5 for cyber. I'm not talking about Mythos. OpenAI is as a cybersecurity professional, OpenAI is the biggest bane to my life. Not OpenAI, generative AI. Everybody uses it indiscriminately. I hardly see a post on LinkedIn which is not generated by AI. I hardly see an image on LinkedIn which is not generated by AI. Thankfully, I deleted my Facebook account and Instagram account a long time ago, so I don't even know what kind of funny things are going on over there. So, this framework was released on, God, I don't like the timer. Okay, the framework that we're talking about is called NIRMATA. It stands for National Information Risk Maturity and Trust Assessment, down there. Yes. And I created the framework and released it for peer review with a Creative Commons license on Diwali 2025. I released it with a title saying Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. I did not mean lead me from darkness to light. I meant lead me from ignorance to awareness. So this is a maturity model, unlike 27001, which is a binary model. This is like SCI, CMM models, maturity model, if people, techies are here. It allows an organization to slowly go from where they are, assess themselves, and improve where they are and where they want to be, right? Dr. Kaliraj, he disappeared. Dr. Kaliraj saw this framework during Bengaluru Tech Summit, and then over a period of few months, we decided that that is something that NCRC would like to adopt and roll it out as a national movement within India. So it becomes a national common language if you use something like NIRMATA. NIRMATA is live. Self-assessments are live today. If you go to ncsrc.in, under initiatives, you will see NIRMATA self-assessment. Or you can just go to nirmata.ncsrc.in for your self-assessment. 191 questions. The questions are easy to answer, but please be honest. There are guides. There are also to address how the MSME industry can adopt this. The guide also gives the user an easy, cheap, or inexpensive way of using, becoming resilient. So the NIRMATA framework is based on 12 pillars. the standard pillars, but it is also got a crosswalk between 27,000, ISO 27001, ISO 27701, DPDPA, GDPR, and a little bit of 42001. I'm a 27001 and 42001 certified auditor, so I used everything I knew. Also, because I'm a CISSP, I used whatever I knew to build that framework. Funnily enough, when I released it, I did tag a whole lot of organizations like DSCI, MeitY, NIC, and a few people I knew. My first review came from South Korea, not from India. And then there was a whole lot of reviews done by the NCSRC team, peer reviews, and we got some really good feedback on improving how it works and what we can do about it. So there are 5 levels, as I mentioned. You start with initial, emerging, established, measured, and resilient. Initial basically is about organizations where one senior person decides that they want to be more secure. It is not something that is, it's fragile. It's not really a corporate process. It is personality dependent. It's dependent on one person or 2 people in the organization. That's initial. Actually, my framework has 6 levels, and there is a level 0, which is true for most organizations where nothing exists. But NCSRC said, we will not do a level 0. I'm a assembly programmer, my number starts at 0. NCSRC said, my number starts at 1. So we have initial, right? So initial is probably what most MSMEs can be today. And then you've got emerging, which I suspect is what most MSMEs are today. Most organizations I speak to, they have some sort of antivirus. They have some sort of controls. They have probably got a Sophos firewall. We don't know if that works. We don't know if that can protect them from ransomware, but they have it because someone said they should have it. Most probably the IT vendor. They do reviews for vendors. Maybe they don't do it consistently. That's what emerging is. The next level is established, which is what I suspect most organizations are, where you have got controls, there is a predictable outcome for controls, there is availability of evidence, and this is most likely organizations that are ISO 27001 certified in many cases. Again, I'd like to stress upon one thing. An organization with ISO 27001 certified over many years does not necessarily mean that it is resilient. I recently, I do a lot of audits, and I did an independent internal audit for a potent customer. They have been certified over 4 cycles, 4 certification cycles, which means about 11 surveillance audits. I myself was extremely surprised at the end of the audit because I had 51 findings, 13 of them were major. They went for an immediate surveillance audit. I'm not naming anybody, I'm not naming the auditor, I'm not naming the auditing company, not naming the client, but they got no NCs, and I'm still trying to process that. How I'm able to get 51 and they got away with not a single finding, not even 05, right? Anyway, so the point I was trying to illustrate is ISO 27001 does not mean resilience. It only means that you have established controls and you're following it and you have evidence. Resilience means an entirely different thing. Now, measured is potentially where you're almost there when it comes to resilience. You have quantified outcomes, you have MTTD, MTTR, kappa, root cause analysis. You are actually ahead of the curve a little. That is your measured. And the final one, the resilient one, is where the organization is actually anticipating. They are ready for it. They are raring for something to happen so they can deal with it. They are raring for something to happen so they can learn from it. So that is what a resilient organization is. They are not afraid that there is a breach. They know how to deal with it. It's like an organization which has a fire drill which is so effective that even if there's a real fire, they are going to just take over it. I'm sorry, this is timeout in IPL or third umpire. I'm sorry, I've got 2 more slides, I think. I blame him. All right. So who participates in a national program like this? Everyone. A program like this will not succeed if we don't have all the stakeholders participate in it. I see a lot of people taking photos. Just send me an email. I'll send you the PDF, or send it to Ram. Ram is not here, but we will give you a PDF of this presentation. So everyone needs to participate. We need the government to participate. We need them to send advisories. We need them to create programs. They need to help us build it. We need MeitY, we need SEBI, we need RBI, we need IRDAI. We need the health authorities to look at it and say, yeah, this makes sense. Maybe we should try to adopt it within our sector. We need industry, all of you, to participate in it. Have your institution take a self-assessment. Self-assessment is free. There is no money involved. Get one of your IT guys, one of your SOC guys to go in and take it. But the key item is being honest. Do not respond where you wish to be, respond where you are today. It's for your own self, right? Take a self-assessment, spread the word, talk to your peers, talk to others in your industry, in your sector, get them to join the game. Why do we need this? We can then start putting together, remember I talked about national competitiveness? We can put an index. We can say, across India, among the MSMEs, our maturity index is about 3 or 4. In BFSI, it is 4 plus, right? So we can look at numbers, we can have indices that will help us be more competitive than the rest of the world. Finally, the academia. All those people who are sitting, researching, they can help improve this. This program cannot get better without constant improvement. That's what ISO does. That's what BIS does. We want standards industry to join us. Honestly, I would love it if BIS was present here and they looked at it and said, yeah, maybe I want to take a look at it, right? We want this standards. NCSRC has launched it for everybody to use and grow. That is the goal of this national program. It is not sectorally, it's not just for Karnataka or Tamil Nadu or Maharashtra. It's across the whole country. And we need to get this out to as many people as possible and bring as many people as possible into the fold. Have them do a free self-assessment. It takes time. It's a 191 question, but you can save it and take it over time. It's not something that you need to do it immediately, right? Not in one sitting. The platform exists today. You don't have to wait for it. And if you read the framework, there is a lot of complicated formulae. And one of the key responses we got from our internal review was, we should not ask people who implement the framework to look at those numbers and calculate the formula. We have solved the problem. That's automatically taken care of. The platform takes care of it. If you don't trust the number that the platform throws at you, you can independently verify by looking at the framework, which is free, right? So at this point of time, self-assessment is free, framework is free. We just need more people to come in and participate. We had about 100 people in Bangalore. We have about 50 people now, I think. We had a little bit more in the morning. We want to do this every national cybersecurity conference in India. In every city that we do it, bring as many people into the fold. We want people to understand what this is and how to make it better. If we stop discussing this outside the conference, if we stop, then it is a failure. We want to continue talking about this. Convert the energy that you have, less now because it's post-lunch and kind of warm and fuzzy time, but whatever energy you have, convert it into post-conference. Start helping out. Uh, Anybody and everybody can help. This is a call for everyone to come in and start building this national program into something that one of a kind in the world. There are advisories from all nations. There are guidelines in all nations. Not a single nation in the world has something like a program rolled out. And if we are successful at this, we'll be the first in the world. Come on. Jai Hind and all that kind of patriotic things, right? So we should do this. So I'd like to, I know this time's up, but I'd like to close. I'd like to thank you all for listening to me. If you have any questions, I don't think she will let me answer those, but I'm sitting right there. You can ask me questions anytime you want. I'm happy to answer them. Thank you very much. I'd like to close with one thing. There are three things that we want. We want Nirmata with integrity, trust, and clarity, which is kind of my byline personally. Integrity because resilience must be built. You cannot buy it, you cannot purchase it. Trust because citizens, institutions, regulators, and sectors depend on it. Clarity because we need a common language across sectors, and that's what Nirmata does. There is no sectoral language in Nirmata. It is a common language that everybody can adopt. That's the clarity that we want to bring in. Thank you.